Welcome back, Kindred Spirits. I am Donna Gaudette, and this is the second episode in our 6 episode series for the holiday season. And today I want to take you on a little journey back in time to a classic that many of us grew up with, The Year Without a Santa Claus. It's one of those holiday specials that, even after all these years, still carries messages that reach far beyond Christmas. This is by far one of my favorites that I watch each year faithfully. I always cry at the song I Believe in Santa Claus when Santa is sitting around the table with the family who invited him in for dinner. And it is here that he sees that perhaps he isn't needed any longer through the eyes of a child. But the dad, he remembers. And the song gets me every time. Even with the older claymation animation, it's timeless. And when my husband and I get to watch it together, we think about the time when we were children and we would watch it. And sometimes it would be on Christmas Eve, it would play, and we'd watch it and we'd have to go to bed afterwards because Santa would be coming. So when we look at these old programs or these shows or these movies that played when we were kids, it evokes that sense of childlike within us. And I want to ask you before we get started, where in your life could you use a little more belief? Maybe in yourself or in humanity, or maybe in the unseen magic that connects us all. And maybe you remember watching it as a child, Santa feeling tired, unseen, and questioning whether the world still believed in him. In what ways can you relate to Santa's weariness in this story? Are you feeling tired, overlooked, or unsure if what you do or give to others still matters? Mrs. Claus trying to remind him that sometimes we just forget how much light we actually bring into the world is timeless. And of course, the unforgettable heat miser and snow miser. Once you hear that song, you cannot get it out of your head. So, who in their own quirky way represents balance and duality and the beautiful chaos of opposites that make your life complete? When I revisit this story now as an adult and as someone who's seen both joy and weariness that comes with life, I see something much deeper. Santa's exhaustion isn't just about being overworked. It's about feeling unseen, feeling like the joy and the care you've been giving no longer matter. And I know moms and caregivers and parents sometimes feel like this when their kids are just forgetting on how much that they do. I recently watched a movie and the mom had just fed up and she just took off and went and did her own thing because she was just felt so unappreciated. Has that ever happened to you? And haven't we all been there? And those moments that we wonder if anyone notices what we pour into the world, our kindness, our effort, our love. I think many of us have been there. In a way, The Year Without a Santa Claus is about the burnout of the heart, that place where even the most giving souls question whether their giving still makes a difference. But what happens next in the film, that's the magic. A small act of faith and kindness begins to spread. People start remembering and belief is rekindled. And suddenly the warmth returns. The message? Even when the world feels cold, belief, love, and compassion have the power to thaw it. You see, the movie reminds us that belief isn't just about Santa. It's about believing in goodness itself. It's about believing in each other. And the quiet ripple effect that one kind gesture can create. And Mrs. Claus, she's really the unsung hero, isn't she? Her compassion, her quiet leadership, her get in and get the job done, her belief in what could still be, that's the kind of divine feminine energy we so often overlook. She embodies hope when hope feels thin. She's that inner voice whispering, don't give up yet. The world still needs your light. And when Santa gets that letter from the little girl about having a blue Christmas, I can't hold back the tears. From the first time seeing this movie as a child to an adult, this gets me every time. When my husband and I watch it together, he looks over at me as soon as the letter to Santa arrives and the first notes of Blue Christmas starts playing. He isn't laughing at me. He said he's just being reminded that even as an adult, we still feel this movie, the words, the song, what it evokes in us, and we can't help but feel like that little girl. Maybe the story feels even more relevant today because we live in a time when exhaustion, division, and cynicism can make even the brightest souls question whether their kindness matters. But this old Christmas tale reminds us that belief and compassion, they're timeless, and that each of us can be a spark to ignite that again. So if you're listening right now and feeling like Santa, a little wary, maybe questioning if what you do matters, maybe you're a mom or parent or caregiver who is so burnt out and just want it all to be over, I want you to know this. What you do does matter. It does. Because you matter. And every time you smile at a stranger or check in on a friend, you volunteer, or simply choose kindness over judgment, you're reigniting that same belief that saved Christmas in that story. And as you reflect on this story, what message or truth do you want to carry forward into the new year about love, rest, and belief in the goodness that still exists? Because you are the reason the world still believes. We all have that magic inside of us that has the ability to make us feel seen, feel heard, and have the compassion to help others see it in themselves as well. So as we step into the season, whether it's the holidays or just the winter of your own heart, maybe you remember the warmth that still lives within you. And sometimes the magic really isn't lost. It's just waiting for you to believe in it again. Just believe. It sounds simple, doesn't it? That word believe. I remember hearing it and seeing it when I went through a very dark point in my life. And I just needed to have faith. And that one word kept popping up in the most strangest of places. One time, even on a billboard on the side of the highway. Because sometimes we need those gentle reminders, and sometimes we need that big hammer on the head reminder. Because it can be challenging for some people to just believe. But if you were to just allow yourself to believe, what would that look like for you? And maybe, just maybe this year, Santa isn't the only one who needs to rest, to remember, and to be reminded that the world still needs the light he carries. Maybe you need to remind yourself of that as well. So until next time, my friends, keep your heart open, your faith tender, and your spirit kind. And if you need a gentle reminder, and if you are struggling right now, I want you to know I am holding space for you during this holiday season and the whole year through. Many times we just need someone to ask us this one simple question. Do you need to feel heard, helped, or hugged? I wish you a year filled with peace, love, and compassionate feeling for your body, mind, and spirit.